Hi guys, welcome back to another Liverpool video. It's been a little while because there's not been a great deal to shout about recently, so I didn't want to do a doom and gloom video of no wins or at least no goals because we've still not got any wins. But yeah, it's been a difficult run, isn't it, lately? We'll go back to the first game, which I haven't spoken about, which doesn't really need much time taken over. Liverpool 0, Man United 0 in the Premier League. Terrible game. Neither team wanted to lose. Neither team had enough quality really to do anything whatsoever. Yeah, it was just a really drab affair again. Really disappointing. Just you build up all week for a good game of football. You know, obviously the draw's better than a loss because we didn't fall any from further behind United, who were leading the league at that time. But yeah, you'd think the team that you're directly trying to catch, a game at home against them is the perfect opportunity to do so, and we just didn't have enough quality. The build-up was too slow. There was some really good analysis from Alan Shearer as well that I managed to see, where he was sort of showing what we did last season, moving the ball quickly, overlaps, finding space, playing that ball first time, and now it's seeing the option but not going for it, and then looking for a different option, and then daddling on the ball, and then getting the too many defenders are back and the chance is gone. So we need to go from one end of the pitch to the other with way more speed. People have blamed Thiago for slowing that down. I think that's ridiculous. He is more than capable of playing quick passes. It's the whole team as a whole that's just not doing enough currently to win football matches. So yeah, I mean, it got even worse, didn't it? We were then at home to Burnley on the Thursday, and yeah, a game that you dominate the first half, but no goals again. And then, yeah, you get sucker punched, don't you? A penalty to Burnley. It was a penalty. It was poor. But, yeah, good goal, taken well. And we just, even at 1-0 down, we're not risking enough to lose 2-0 to try and even salvage a draw. And, our long-standing home undefeated record goes. It's embarrassing. It's really, really poor. I think that's the lowest point, and I really hope that is the lowest point that we get to this season. And from now, I really do hope we can push on and start to improve and move up the table again, because, but something like 4 points from 6 games or something, we've lost to Burnley, drawn with Newcastle and West Brom, and yeah, it's not been good enough, has it? So yeah, hopefully something's going to happen, because the title is looking increasingly unlikely. Man City are now look like they're running away with the league. I think they're 7 points clear or something if they win their game in hand. Top 4 is definitely on, because we've got Spurs tonight. Man United lost at home to Sheffield United. Leicester are there. Chelsea are in and around there. So top 4 is up for grabs until the last day, probably. But yeah, I think really the title is just about to slip away, isn't it? And unless we get anything but a win tonight, I think we can pretty much shut the door on winning the league, which is a shame. But, you have to look at it that in terms of the success we've had over the last 2 years, we've been spoilt. It might not have lasted as long as we thought with this group of players, maybe looking at a couple of league titles, but, injuries haven't helped, COVID hasn't helped, no fans hasn't helped. So, yeah, every team's in the same position, but clearly we're just not strong enough in depth in the squad to maintain a third year, maybe even a 4th year of just that level of consistency. Reaching the Champions League final, winning the Champions League, winning the league, going straight into this one, it's just burnout. And because the first 11 have no backup that challenges them, they play no matter what. So if their performance levels drop, if their form goes, if they become a bit tired, there's just no one that can step in and really challenge them. Origi, Shaqiri, Minamino are not that level. Shaqiri's done all right in midfield, but, Chamberlain, another one, just he comes in and doesn't do anything. So, Salah and Mane continue to play. Firmino continues to play. Jota's been a miss. But, yeah, in terms of the first 11, over the last 2 or 3 years, we've been so lucky with injuries that we've managed to play pretty much the first choice 11 every week, every big game, and they've done the business. And it can't last forever. Suddenly we've hit a wall, everybody's out of form at the same time, and the results are showing that, and the lack of goals as well. But yeah, for me, as well as that, I think maybe there's 1 or 2 things that have happened internally. I don't know if Salah's had a bit of a bust up with a couple of the front line, or Klopp's maybe had an issue. There's something not quite right that even. Yeah, you expect some disappointed faces and some strange interviews when a team that's so used to winning is suddenly not. But it doesn't seem always well internally at the minute. And seeing Robertson try and shout at Greenwood to put him off shooting, I thought was really disappointing. Really let himself down there. So yeah, something needs to change if that's what we're dropping to. Which obviously was in another game, which was Sunday, which was a rematch with Man United at Old Trafford in the FA Cup this time. A trophy that's been a bit of a waste of time for us for best part of a decade. I don't think we've done anything in it for about 10 years. So a nice run would have been good. West Ham in the next round, it wouldn't have been easy. They currently sit fourth, but it would have been good to see us have a bit of a run. Bearing in mind the league looks unlikely, but no, we went 1-0 up. A good goal from Salah. Nice Firmino through ball. We went 2-1 down, got it back to 2-0 with Salah again, and a nice Fernandes free kick, which was a free kick. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't, like a lot of Liverpool fans. Fabinho on Cavani, it was a foul. He came from the back, he took his leg, and it's a free kick. We've conceded a lot of goals from set pieces lately. If you even go back to the end of last season, there's a lot of free kicks we've given away, penalties we've given away. There's a lot of goals that we've cost ourselves by giving the opportunity to the opposition for a set piece. So that's something I think really we need to work on. As I say, I mentioned Thiago's come in. Obviously, his coming into the team has kind of been the same time as our drop off. I don't think it's linked personally. I think Thiago is a top player. Really, really excited. I like watching him play a lot. Give him time. He's in a brand new team. I think once you get maybe a Henderson or a Fabinho in that midfield with him, that's when you'll see the best of him, because at the moment he's kind of the deep-lying playmaker with maybe a Wijnaldum and a Jones or a Milner, and it's not quite right. Even a Shaqiri, the mix isn't quite right compared to what we had last 2-3 years of just high-intensity workmen midfielders. If you put for example, tonight, potentially we could see Henderson, Wijnaldum and Thiago as the midfield three. That's brilliant. It's got everything, isn't it? So fingers crossed that's what we have tonight. Against Spurs, I would think Alisson obviously in goal. Trent and Robbo not been in the best of form, but I think they will play. Fabinho, centre-back. Matip, possibly. You would hope he would play. Williams had an absolute shambles of a game. Bless him, against Man United. He's just not good enough. He was on loan at Kidderminster last year. He's been put in way too early. It's gonna destroy his confidence. How we haven't signed a centre back and how we're not going to the whole month of January is quite incredible. Matip came back the other day, albeit in a defeat. Missed the cup tie, so you would think he'd play tonight. Going back to the team lineup though, with Thiago, Henderson hopefully will be back. I think he missed the United game as well, with Wijnaldum in there as well, and in the usual front three. Hopefully Salah continues with his goal scoring. We got a couple against United. Mane's not been in great form either, and neither has Firmino. So that will be the front three. That will be the 11, I hope, barring injuries to Henderson and Matip. You wouldn't be surprised if Matip missed out again. In terms of Tottenham, I imagine they'll go with a back five. Hit us on the count with Kane and Son. 0-0 is my prediction. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We can go fourth with a win. We can jump over West Ham again. United are in touching distance. Leicester are up there as well, but we've beat them comfortably this season. So you'd think they will drop points, a fair few points over the next few weeks as well. Obviously, Champions League and Europa League is coming back soon, so the teams involved in that will suddenly have a lot more matches to deal with. I think Leicester are still in Europa League, so can they balance top four with a Europa League run? Even Arsenal have bounced back really well lately, but once the Europa League kicks in again, I think we'll see them drop off again, as we're used to seeing. I could sit here and have a massive rant about all the players, but it's the whole team in general. Transfers-wise, nothing's happening until the summer. In terms of no fans, that Kirkby's finished. For me, it would be an ideal time to start the Anfield Road expansion. We'll see if that happens or not. I get you don't want to start doing it when fans aren't allowed in at all, but you don't want to then suddenly have fans that are allowed back in when you've had 2 years of no fans, and then you have to shut half the stadium to do an expansion. Surely you should get on with that now. So, yeah, I think, fingers crossed, fans will be back in the stadium for the start of next season. I think that's the more realistic, maybe not full capacities, but in some form. And yeah, we'll see how we get on tonight against Spurs. See you guys next time.